For this project, I chose to review a program that I use daily in my classroom. The program is called XtraMath, and it is a web-based software that is used to increase math fact fluency through daily practice and drill of basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division facts. If you go on the About Us slide, you can see that this website is a free website that can be used by teachers or parents. It was created by a nonprofit organization in 2007 by a computer programmer who volunteered at an elementary school and saw the need for an individualized math fact practice program. If you go back to the homepage, you'll find out that this website is user-friendly and has multiple videos on the homepage to explain what the website is, how the program works, how the program tracks student progress, how to set up the program as a parent or a teacher, and tips on how to use XtraMath in the classroom. As a classroom teacher, you can set up accounts for each of your students individualized to their math needs. Setting up an account is a quick and easy process. You click on this Sign Up Post-it note right here. A teacher then puts in their email address, their name and password, and a classroom account is set up. Once the account is set up, the teacher can then add students, choose what grade level they're working on, and what operation they would like each student to work on. I'm going to sign into my classroom account to show you the other features. When you click the Sign In tab at the top of the page, it brings you to 3 different pages. You could sign in as a student, as a parent or a teacher, or you can sign into your classroom that your teacher has set up. Since I'm a teacher and I have a teacher account, I will click on the Teacher tab. You sign in using your email address, and then you put in a password. After the class is created, there is a class checklist that pops up to help you finish the entire setup. This program gives each student a PIN, and the teacher is able to create a sheet with a list of each student and their PIN number, so the teacher can then print it out and give the students the necessary information to log on. You would click on this Print Student Pins section, and then a list of all your students and their pins shows up. You can print it out in this form or in this form. When you want to go back to the class list, you click Reports. This program also creates parent flyers that can be sent home so students can access their account from their home computer. On this flyer, it gives you visuals of how to sign into the account and how to use different videos, and it also gives you a home code that students can log into. You can print out the letter for each student in your classroom. Again, click Reports to go back to the class checklist. The checklist also tells you how to set up the classroom computers, so the students automatically sign in to the right teacher. Here, where it says down here, Prepare Classroom Computers, there is a classroom code that you will put into the computers in your classroom, and that's how your name will show up on the Classroom tab. Once all the steps of the setup are complete, there is a student video that can be shown to the students as an introduction to the program. Also, throughout the different features of the program, there is a man that stands in the corner and explains to the students what they need to do. I'm now going to log out of my account and log in as a student to show you the student pages. So you click Sign Out, you'll click on Classroom. My classroom is already set up. As a student, you would click on the correct classroom and it brings you into a login page. On this side, it shows you all the students that are in this class. You can click on your name, or the program puts names up for a different person to start every day. Today I'm going to sign in as Placement Test. So the student selects their name and then they put in their 4-digit PIN number and they click Sign In. At the bottom, you can see that there's a Busy or an Absent tab. I'll explain later how to use this in the classroom, but when names come up of a student who might be busy working with a teacher or absent for that day, the student can click the busy sign and it will skip to the next student on the list. So once the student puts in their PIN, they sign in. So once the classroom is set up, each student will take a placement test. The placement test will see which facts students have mastered and which facts they still need to work on. As you can see, this is the man that speaks to the children throughout the program and explains what they're going to do next. The placement test looks the same and is completed the same way as the practice sessions. When the fact appears on the screen, there are circles at the bottom of the screen that time the student. If the student gets the answer in 3 seconds, they get a yellow smiley face. If they answer it within 10 seconds, they get a green check. And if it takes them longer than 10 seconds or if they answer incorrectly, the correct answer shows up and the student must type in the answer before the program moves to the next question. So I will now demonstrate how the placement test works and how each smiley face or check shows up. This is the grid that shows them which facts they will be tested on throughout this program. Because I'm answering these within 3 seconds, I'm getting a yellow smiley face. If I wait longer than 3 seconds, I get a green check mark. And if I get an answer incorrect, it will give me an X and it will make me type in the correct answer. For most students, the placement test takes about 3 minutes to complete. If students do not like to use the keyboard, they can also click down here and they get a board on their screen where they can type in. Once you finish the placement test, a grid will show up and it will show you the questions that you answered within 3 seconds, the questions that took you longer than 3 seconds, and the questions that you got wrong. Most students will take 2 placement tests. The second placement test will test them on the facts that are in the gray that they have not been tested on yet. And then after they take the second placement test, there is also a Beat the Teacher game where they work on a selected amount of problems and try and beat the teacher on the screen. If they do not answer in time, he will show them the answer and they will have to type it in. Students' programs will then be individually created based on their placement test scores and the facts they have not yet mastered. So if students are able to master facts multiple times with a smiley face, those facts will not be reviewed as much as the facts that they got incorrect. Students will then sign in daily and will practice their facts and their progress will be monitored. Students will see at the end of each session which questions they got right and which questions they got wrong. They will also be told during the Beat the Teacher section how many facts they got correct in a row. Students will start with addition and will not move on to another operation until they have mastered the current operation that the teacher chose for them. The program emails a weekly report that shows student progress in the form of graphs and a color-coded fact grid, like seen here, and a calendar of each day the student used the program and an updated mastery score. Teachers can also see their students' progress on a daily basis by logging on to the Teacher tab and clicking on a specific student. Whenever you want to go back to the home page, you just click on XtraMath at the top of the page. I'm going to show you the progress reports on the teacher page. So again, I clicked Sign In. I'm going to the Parents or Teacher tab. I will put in my email address and my password. This time I will click out of the class checklist. If you select a student, Their calendar will show up of which days they completed the math facts. It will show what their mastery score is. So at this point, the student has a score of 16. It will show their progress from day to day, and it will show their mastery grid. The yellow ones are facts they have mastered within 3 seconds. Green are facts they have mastered within 10 seconds, and gray facts are facts they have not mastered yet. This also is emailed to the teacher so that the teacher is able to see on a weekly basis the process that the students are making. If a new student comes into the classroom, you can go back to your class, click Add Students, and this tab will come up. You click New Student, you put what grade level they're in, and you can add their name here. Once you click Add, the student will be placed onto your class list and a new placement test will be selected for them. On the side here is where there's other applications that you can use. You can share this class with another teacher, you can edit the class info, you can look at the class checklist anytime you need. Also, you can get a list of the pins, the parent flyers, and certificates. When students reach mastery of one operation, it alerts the teacher and moves the student up to the next operation. Certificates of achievement can be created that state that the students have mastered a particular operation as well. So you can click on the certificate and you can create a blank certificate based on addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And you can print this out, write your student's name, and sign your name at the bottom. The reason I love this program is because my students love this program. They can track their own progress using the color-coded fact grids at the end of each lesson, and they love to race the clock. The program is easy to use, and it keeps the students interested on a daily basis. Each session only lasts about 10 minutes or less a day, so students can quickly use this program and return to the group. So at the beginning of a math session, you can put this math program up on your computers, and the students will filter through and will do their session and then call on the next student whose name pops up. If, like I said before, a student is busy, you would just click on the yellow busy sign and that student would pop up once it got to the end of the group of students. The program also manages itself because a new student name appears after each student has completed their daily session, so the teacher does not have to be involved in the transitions. The program provides students with the answers, so when they are incorrect, it forces them to type in the correct answer. This reinforces each math fact whether the students answered correctly or not. Lastly, this site also does not have any spam or advertising. There is nothing on the sidebars to distract the students from focusing on completing their math facts. I think this site is very effective in all types of classrooms and can easily be incorporated into math lessons on a daily basis. I have seen a positive effect on my students' math fact fluency and will continue to use this program.